Okay, so I'm always talking about the best areas to live in the state of Utah, and specifically in the Salt Lake City area. But in this video, I want to switch things up just a little bit and talk about the top 5 most underrated suburbs of Salt Lake City. Listen, I get a lot of comments on my YouTube channel, and I like to respond to each and every one of those comments. And a lot of people are asking me, what about the other areas that you're not talking about as much? In other words, the areas that aren't the fastest growing cities in the state, the areas that aren't just booming in growth and the most popular or trendy. So that's why I'm creating this video here. If you're looking to make the move, or perhaps you've already moved here to Utah and you're looking for a new home, these areas might be some really good places to land in terms of value, in terms of what you get for the money, and definitely in terms of the amenities and the proximity to all the things that you're looking for here in Salt Lake City. So number one, I want to start with the city where I'm located right now filming this video. And that's right here where my office is located in Cottonwood Heights. Cottonwood Heights sits just a few miles south of Salt Lake City, nestled up against those mountains, just north of Sandy and right off of the 215 freeway. So Cottonwood Heights is an ideal location if you're trying to get anywhere in the city, including the Salt Lake City International Airport. But the biggest reason why people love living in Cottonwood Heights is the proximity to those Wasatch Mountains and the Cottonwood Canyons. Now, right here along the Wasatch Mountains, we have 2 massive canyons called Big Cottonwood Canyon and Little Cottonwood Canyon. And it is those 2 canyons where we have 4 ski resorts that get more snow than just about every single ski resort in the entire country. And that's Alta, Snowbird, Brighton, and Solitude. And so from my office where I'm located here in Cottonwood Heights, I can drive 15 minutes and be at the top of those canyons, right in the middle of these ski resorts, experiencing the greatest snow on earth in the wintertime, snowboarding and skiing, or mountain biking, hiking, exploring in the summer months. Even though Cottonwood Heights is best known for its proximity to these Cottonwood Canyons and the outdoors, there's so many other reasons why people love Cottonwood Heights. And as the name suggests, it actually sits higher in altitude. It sits up above on a bluff overlooking a lot of the valley. So you can get really amazing valley views, as well as mountain views, as well as the best of both worlds in terms of proximity to the outdoors as well as the city. Within 15 minutes, you're in the heart of the city. Within 15 minutes, you're in the heart of those Wasatch Mountains. It's honestly one of the best places to live. And value-wise, you get more in Cottonwood Heights for your money than you will in neighboring Holiday, and definitely in parts of Sandy, especially those more expensive neighborhoods like Pepperwood. So if you're looking for value for your money in terms of proximity to those outdoors and to the city, Cottonwood Heights has it all. And there's some new developments coming to Cottonwood Heights, including a downtown development area for a new town center for Cottonwood Heights, where an old strip mall used to be located. So this is right off of Fort Union, which is a major artery that runs east-west, and it's right next to Interstate 215. So this area will be developed and become Cottonwood Heights' new town center, and I think this is pretty exciting news if you live in Cottonwood Heights. All right, number 2 on the list is West Jordan. We're going to head out west in the western side of the valley and go to West Jordan. Now, we always talk about the fastest growing area in the Salt Lake City metropolitan area in South Jordan, namely Daybreak, which makes up the greatest part of South Jordan on the west side, where most of that development and that growth is happening. But just north of South Jordan and just north of Daybreak is the city of West Jordan. West Jordan is incredibly underrated because nobody really talks about it, with Daybreak being so close, with South Jordan being right next to it. West Jordan is a thriving suburban community with a lot of growth, especially that growth that's happening along the western side, and that growth is driving people and families to move to West Jordan, and West Jordan is growing. And so even though West Jordan doesn't get the attention that neighboring cities like South Jordan and Harriman might get, and even the areas down south of Salt Lake County in Saratoga Springs and Lehigh, West Jordan is an incredible place to live. It still places you in the heart of the Salt Lake Valley, where you can get to those mountains within a very reasonable amount of time, meaning under 30 minutes. So in West Jordan, you can really explore everything that the mountains has to offer, as well as being so close to the airport and the city as well. I think West Jordan is one of those areas that will continue to go up in value as this valley fills up because of its proximity and its location to the city. So West Jordan has a strong community feel and is a great place for a growing family or somebody who just wants to be in a great place at a more reasonable price than some of the other neighboring areas. All right, number 3 on the list, I'm going back into Salt Lake City and I'm going to talk about Mill Creek. There are a lot of neighborhoods in Salt Lake City and they garner all of the interest and the attention, and they're trendy, like Sugar House or the Avenues or the 9th and 9th or the Harvard Yale neighborhood neighborhoods. But Mill Creek sits just a little bit south of Sugar House on the opposite side of Interstate 80, and it is precisely that area, Mill Creek, that sits just north of Holiday and just south of Sugar House in Salt Lake City. And Mill Creek is a great area if you want the best of both worlds in terms of the urban lifestyle next to Salt Lake City, as well as the suburban lifestyle and being right next to those mountains. And Mill Creek is really known for a little bit more affordable homes than you'll find in those other trendy cities, so you'll get a little bit more for your money in Mill Creek. But you're also going to notice that it still has eclectic neighborhoods that are still going to give you that Salt Lake City vibe without living out in the suburbs. And that is the magic that I think Mill Creek really has to offer. There are a lot of people that move here and find that Mill Creek's a great balance in between everything to make sure they can get the best of everything they're looking for. It also has a growing dining scene. There's also a growing hub in terms of Mill Creek Commons right in the heart of Mill Creek that's changing the landscape in terms of how people think and view Mill Creek compared to other cities that also have that little town center vibe like Holiday to the south. Mill Creek is really transforming as it is such a prominent area right next to Salt Lake City that really gets to take advantage of the best the city has to offer. And very similar to the other cities on this list, Mill Creek is also super accessible in terms of transportation and highways to get in and out of the city, as well as up to the mountains or the airport or wherever you might be going. So Mill Creek has a lot going for it, and it's only going to continue to get more and more popular as this city fills up. And by the way, I'm going up to number 5, but I'm going to have a bonus one for you after the 5th one. So stay tuned for that, because I think that one might be just a little bit controversial for some people if you've lived here. But for number 4, I'm going to the west side of Salt Lake City, out to West Valley City. Now, while West Valley City might have a more industrial reputation, or perhaps the reputation of being a place that's less desirable with far less expensive homes, that is true. The homes in West Valley City are much more affordable than they are in Salt Lake City or all of the other cities that I've mentioned thus far. But West Valley City has been revitalized and has been changing in recent years. It is changing incredibly rapidly, and that is because of its proximity to the city. Everything around the city is becoming revitalized and changing right before our eyes because it has that one thing going for it that real estate has to rely on, and that's location, location, location. And when your location is close to the city and the airport and everything else that's needed, that area is going to grow and thrive and be redeveloped, just as we are noticing right in West Valley City. Now, that doesn't take away from the many neighborhoods in West Valley City that are more affordable. Yes, you can find far more affordable homes in West Valley City. In fact, it's one of the most affordable places to live in the entire Salt Lake City metropolitan area. And you might find that some of those neighborhoods might not be as beautiful or as desirable as some of the other areas, but these areas are changing over time as people are moving in because they want that proximity to the city. And if you've been a lifelong Utah resident, maybe perhaps West Valley City would have not shown up on your radar, but now it is. It's because of this change that's happening right there, right now. So in my opinion, West Valley City is a great place for both investors, but also first-time homebuyers. If you're looking to buy your first home, it's one of the most affordable areas, and therefore you can get into a piece of property that then you can move up in over time. And West Valley City definitely offers that. All right, number 5 on the list is a place that I hold near and dear to my heart. It's a place right in the center of the Salt Lake Valley, and that is Murray. Murray is kind of the center crossroads of the Salt Lake Valley because Interstate 215 as well as Interstate I-15 run right through the heart of Murray, and Murray has a very unique culture and different vibe than any of the other neighboring cities in the Salt Lake Valley. And just to say that out loud, I don't know if I can necessarily put my finger on it. A lot of people that live in Murray marry other people that are from Murray and they stay there their entire lives. There's something about Murray in terms of they have their own power company, they have their own water, they have their own services. Unlike all of the other neighboring cities, Murray is a place unique in and of itself and is really desirable because of its proximity for all transportation in and out of the city, as well as to the industrial areas of the city, the airport, the mountains. You're right in the heart of things. You're right in the middle of everything. And Murray is full of neighborhoods with a diverse mix. You have homes built in the 50s, you have homes built in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. You also have brand new developments happening throughout Murray in little pockets because this is such an incredibly desirable place to live. And it comes without the hyperbole of being that area that you're not really wanting to live in. It's actually a place that most people here think is really cool and really want to live in. And so Murray's a great place, including the local school district. They have their own school district as well. And Murray has become a great place for families for that very reason as well. Okay, the bonus area that I wanted to add to this list is is the place where I grew up, and that is Taylorsville. So Taylorsville sits just directly west of Murray and offers a lot that the west side of the valley has to offer in terms of more affordable housing, but it also has some really good in and outs in terms of transportation because of Bangerter Highway and because of Interstate 215 that runs right through the heart of Taylorsville that really gives it access into Murray, into Salt Lake City, up into the mountains, and everything in between. In fact, when I grew up in Taylorsville, it was growing so rapidly in the 80s and 90s that they actually shipped us to a different school over on the east side in Cottonwood Heights. So I actually went to Cottonwood High School as opposed to Taylorsville High School because this area was growing so fast. Now, because this area had a lot of more affordable homes, as well as a good mix of some nicer, expensive homes as well, Taylorsville is a really desirable place in terms of you get more bang for the buck. You might find that a home in Taylorsville is $100,000 less for that same home that you might find just 5, 10, 15 miles away. And so Taylorsville, for this reason, makes my list of one of the most underrated cities or suburbs of Salt Lake City. And all of these suburban areas, all of these cities that are part of Salt Lake City's metropolitan area are underrated because they combine the elements of affordability, convenience, and access to nature and the amenities as well as Salt Lake City. And for these reasons, these areas are incredibly desirable, and I think they're definitely worth checking out. If this is the type of content that resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button for more content because I do this each and every week. And as always, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. So if you're looking to make the move to Utah or you're considering making a move within the state, please hit us up. We'd love to reach out and make sure that we can give you all the guidance that you deserve, both with existing homes as well as new construction homes. And if you're looking to learn more about life in Utah and our neighborhoods here, check out this playlist next. And until next time, thanks.